Hey everyone, and welcome to Ian's All Sorts. Today we'll be making one of the best Canadian recipes ever thought up, poutine. So you start with around 500 grams of unpeeled potatoes, or 450 grams peeled. Because in the end you just want about a pound that you can cut up. Now, thanks to the magic of editing, I can cut down the times of things that take a lot longer, such as peeling them, chopping them, and boiling them in around 8 cups of oil on medium-high heat. Just put them in the oil until make sure they're bubbling. If they don't start at once like this, you may want to take them out and wait until it heats up some more. But after that, you should leave them in until they look crisped around the edges and slightly brown. These are home-cooked French fried potatoes, so they will not look like the kinds that you would buy in a restaurant, as restaurants are apt to treat them with things that I'm not going to put on them, and that I think might have been banned by the Geneva Convention, and I'm not breaking that again. It took me about 7 minutes to boil the potatoes, fry the potatoes, and at the end they were exactly what I was looking for when I was cooking them like this. They were bit crunchy on the outside and very soft and tender on the inside. And there are 2 ways to do this. The first, as I did, was to simply let them boil or fry, stirring them occasionally. And the second is to fry them at a lower temperature for a slightly longer period of time until they're fully cooked through. Then crank up the heat to high and remove them for a minute. After that, you pop them back in, and they develop a nice crust very quickly. Sorry about this, my light went out. That's about what you're looking for. Put them onto a plate lined with paper towels, and tomorrow you can set the paper towels on fire. Now, if you're baking the potatoes, put the potatoes in a bowl and add herbs and add any herbs and spices you feel like. I personally like paprika and garlic powder with a bit of pepper. All of these are not needed, but what is a small drizzle of oil to keep them from sticking in the oven. After the fries are seasoned, mix them together with a spatula or your hands. Make sure they're well mixed because you don't want a mouthful of paprika. And if it's tainted, you want to spread it to everyone else, so no one knows who did it. Removes you as a suspect very effectively. After that, transfer them onto a tray and bake in the oven at around 375 until brown. Make the gravy, add 2 slices of chopped bacon, half a diced onion, about half a cup of onion. Fry in a medium-sized saucepan on around medium heat. And if the bacon does not provide quite enough grease, as mine wasn't, add a drizzle of oil. Again. Once the bacon is cooked, you add 2 cups of gravy, or broth. I used lamb broth, but this is Canadian, so you can use basically any kind of meat, depending on which is nearer and more readily available. But it's always best to make it yourself. Add about 2 tablespoons of a starch. I use tapioca starch here. You can use corn starch or arrowroot or corn or potato. You want to crank it up to medium-high and boil it down until it's at around half of its original size and visibly thick. Serve the French fries with cheese curds and add the gravy on top. The last step is to enjoy.